Yeah, this should be quite an interesting game. Obviously, we didn't know who Symbiote's opponent was. We saw Jiren, and we immediately wanted to see this on stream. Because obviously, one great thing is the anniversary support is now legal in America. The last time, obviously, me and Damien casted, it wasn't legal. So, it'll be interesting to see, I suppose, what spice and what new updates the Americans bring to the table, because, of course, the Europeans have had Anniversary Box for at least one tournament now, haven't we?
Yeah, we have had for at least one tournament now.
Yeah. And the meta went quite black, pretty much with what one event, and same with Oceania. So, we'll see what it's like here. Lots of love already in the chat. Hello, Ensa. Love you too, brother. So I'm happy to see Jiren versus Bulma. We haven't seen Bulma in quite a while.
No. We haven't seen her and that's a bit crazy because that's one of the last decks that has a super combo loop, so...
Yes. They did change some of the stuff, like, I think with Broly Crown when it got errated. Obviously that changed a few things with that loop situation where you're not just constantly playing Broly Crown from the drop back to back. Also, it'd be interesting to see what Bulma or what build Bulma is nowadays, because again, it's had several versions over the years through the Red Gogeta engine to a more burn. I mean, we can see at least the baby unison in Bulma's hand.
Yeah.
So we at least know. I mean, I think baby unison is the correct unison, but if I was to guess as well, I would probably say the secret rare nowadays for Bulma is probably going to be either what it was before, which is the Vegeta, or probably most likely more maybe the cooler SCR as well, because the cooler SCR has been finding its way into like Soul Striker lists.
Yeah, it can go into Bulma because you are playing long game.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So it'll be quite interesting to see what secret rare and what kind of build. But at least we know the unison from Bulma. Obviously, Jiren has had some new support through the anniversary box. He's got the new Z battle card. I don't know how good the support is, so I am very curious to see.
Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. I've been playing. I can't wait for the game to start. I've been playing so much Jiren lately. Like, this anniversary box support is absolutely bonkers. So I'll be like mad on Jiren. You'll be like mad on Bulma. So, because I play only one version on Bulma, and I'm telling you, it's not this one. So,
yeah, that was the I think the last time we played, wasn't it? Well,
yeah,
a long time ago when I was on Invoker, you were on Bulma.
Yeah.
And there you go, for anyone that plays the drinking game of how many times they talk about Invoker. There's your first one.
Okay.
Also, the Jiren got another card from Anniversary, didn't it? How good's the how good is the support? Talk to us.
It's tier 1. I think this is the people are really sleeping on Jiren, because you have Dispo. This is the first piece of support. It's a 1 cost. Whenever you play a Jiren with Evolve, you draw a card and you put 2 markers on Topo. So your Topo, during your turn, he gets 4 markers. During your opponent's turn, he gets 3 markers. So he gets like 7 in a turn cycle, and which allows you to just demolish your opponents with a difference of status, because you have a billion markers on him. And you also get another great piece of support, which is the Z battle card, and that one is insane. Basically, it's a free cost, but if you have Topo with 4 markers, it costs 1. You can evolve on top of it, and it has activate main. You remove it from under a Jiren to restand any Jiren battle card, and restand your Topo and give him blocker. And if your Topo has 5 or more markers, you minus something. Like, this basically allows you to turn free, because Jiren can play his boss monster on turn free. You can swing 3 times 35k double strike.
Huh,
Like,
okay.
it's
Interesting.
it's such an insane deck.
Yeah, like I say, I know I've looked at the support and it looked decent, but again, I think like most people, we have overlooked. And for anyone that might have forgot what actually Bulma does, all Earthling and Saiyans basically gain blocker.
Yeah.
Well, correction, all red and yellow, but
Oh.
when the deck only plays red and yellow Saiyans,
Yeah.
well, mostly red, it's most likely going to be, judging from his hand.
So,
Actually, we can see the secret red Bulma's hand already.
So what we have here, yeah, you were right. It's cooler. So what we have here is Jiren plays. He uses activate main. He grabs one from life, and then top 7 grabs one Jiren. He plays this one drop in rest mode, which allows him to look top 5, grab any Jiren. Now the fact that he charged the one drop here says that he probably already has a unison in hand, because usually this one drop is the one in the energy is the one that you want to get with Jiren's effect, because it cheats in Topo. So I assume that we will see Topo entering here for one energy. No, okay, this is gonna be a bit of a rough start, because as long as you can get Topo in the first 2 turns, you can really start capitalizing on him ramping markers like crazy. And now this guy is just 19k draw a card. So he plays him, draws 1, and then just swings 19. Bulma is gonna take this. Bulma is already down to 6 lives, and the turn passes.
Yeah, because that's the card we got from the promo pack, wasn't it? Quite recently, I think, from the last set. I'm pretty sure with the Jiren support. But Bulma's going to pretty much be happy taking life. You know, what Bulma will do is go down to 4 life, and then that's when she'll start using her Earthlings and Saiyans to block. And again, depending on the build, it might be a case of where it's running certain like evolved targets and things like that. Again, we'll see, because there's so many different ways to play Bulma, and we haven't seen Bulma in as I said before, in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the chat, so I don't agree that you don't want to play Topo until you have Dispo, because when you drop in turn 1, you're already putting down bodies, you pass. He's on 3 markers already. If you evolved, you have another evolved target. So he's 3 markers, 5k guy. And then you can Spirit Boost to evolve on your opponent's turn. And minus something probably. So he's just gonna stay alive. You're not gonna ramp as much as if you had Dispo, but you want to see your Topo early. He grabs a life. Jiren goes down to 6.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a case of this is the turn we're probably going to see the unison.
Yeah.
Again, I think when I've played against Jirens, they've either done like the chat said, either the turn 1 unison, or not the chat, but I think it was yourself, or like you do the turn 2 unison. I think either one is fine. I think it depends on the matchup, and I think if you've gone first, the unison first is probably better.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
The thing is, like, you want to see him in the first 2 turns, because after turn 2 it starts ramping up really slow, man. It starts very small after turn 2, and that's not where you want to be, man. Then in this deck you really depend on the Dispo, if you can do that.
Are we gonna see it? Are we gonna
see it? For 1 energy. Oh,
no.
Oh, this is rough, man. So he's playing Dispo. Okay, he's still gonna be drawing 1 when he evolves. So now he's gonna be drawing 2 cards. He's just not gonna be able to put markers on his Topo, but he's still gonna draw 2 cards.
Okay. I guess I don't mind that. I think what he's potentially doing is setting up more of a kill turn, because his opponent. Because the thing is, he's going to keep him at 5 life. Oh, okay. Well, that's definitely changed. I was thinking he was going to keep him at 5 life, or maybe 6 life, and then look towards a more all-in turn next turn.
Yeah.
But as I said that, I was definitely proven wrong.
Yeah, I can tell you that, and Peter can also watch, guys. Like, I've played an infinite amount of Bulma, and if you play against a combo loop Bulma, you don't want to put her down to 4 lives until you can just go for the kill turn, man, because now she can start looping super combos.
Yeah, and what's also great about Bulma is she's an untapped 2 leader, but not only that, because her activate main on her front side is draw 1 and then her awaken side is draw 2, she's kind of like a Surge-esque type leader where she's untapping 2, drawing 2. So it's a very explosive turn. And the thing is, like we see here, you can drop the baby unison and still have, in this case, 2 energy open, which is huge. And then not only that, obviously it started straight away absorbing. That's they both don't go underneath baby. Only one does, because the rulings with stack changes was battle card to battle card, if my memory is correct.
Yes, and
but not battle card to unison area.
Yes, and now they have so it eats one and then the other one goes to the drop, which is okay because Jiren has a way to just replay the 1 drops from the drop.
Yeah. Unless it's been changed again, but the last time I saw the update, because again it's been changed a few times, is it's only battle area to battle area where the stack moves. So I'm gonna say that that's still the case. So if that's the case, it was Symbiote that actually gave him the extra target, so he's actually helping his opponent. I don't know if
a card that Symbiote really wants in this matchup, now that the baby is out, he needs the 5 drop Jiren. This is the one which has protection from being removed, so that one can stick around. Baby can't eat that one.
Because you take a life or something instead.
You either remove 2 cards from beneath him, or you take a life. And sometimes it's better to just take a life.
Yeah.
Because,
definitely.
if he had him now, he would have probably been able to awaken next turn for sure. Just awaken. And when Jiren awakens, then he really starts clapping people left and right. Like, Jiren is such a monster when he awakens. Okay, so we see a combo here. And I want to point out one more thing, Peter. It's that because he doesn't have Topo out, unfortunately, even his crazy new Z battle card is now gonna cost 3 energy to play. So that's also another amazing play that he just got locked out of.
Yeah, this is looking really tough for Jiren. Because, at the end of the day, he doesn't have the unison, and if he does establish a unison, it's going to get probably killed quite soon as well. So I think Bulma's in a fantastic place here. And the thing is, it's like with Bulma, she plays the value game, and that's the thing with Bulma. It's all about value, and that's exactly what we're going to see here. We're going to see. Basically, if you think about it, with the leader ability, it's a draw 3 leader, and then when every single basically card in your deck is also a blocker, like, how do you get through that? Someone that's drawing 3 cards, someone that's blocking with everything, and even most of the blockers, like we can see the 1-drop Mai, that draws a card as well.
Yeah.
So you just get this pure value machine. Unfortunately, the games tend to go quite long with Bulma. But I mean, we can see here the Vidal, which is fantastic because again, you're going to be able to -2 of the 1-drops, which will then just help clear up. And I think Bulma's in a really good place.
So Jiren needs now, Symbiote needs, and now he gets it. It's way too late. What he needs now is Jiren Pride of Universe 11. That's the yellow one. You discard it from hand and you bring 2 of the 1-drops in active mode.
It's a really good card. That is
such an amazing card. Let's see if he has it. He can still bounce back if he can do that, and just pay 1 for his topo, he can bounce back here.
Yeah, well, also don't forget this is going to be Jiren's awaken turn as well.
And he restands and draws when he awakens.
And I guess because of the baby, obviously he's already used a counterplay for the turn, so pretty much free to do whatever he wants here. I'm not sold on the robot play here.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
So in comes the 1-drop. He's gonna use his auto to play the unison. Yeah. I'm not sold on the robot play. I don't see a reason to do it.
No, I think it's one of those things where it's too late, and I think this turn he needs to be explosive back. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, in hindsight, we can also see tons of token negates in Bulma's hand. But
I'm gonna tell you what I believe he should have done is. And there comes the spice. So, Pan. Basically, Pan draws you a card and gives -20 to something when you increase the power of your card, which means when you evolve a Jiren, Topo gets +5 and Pan triggers.
Yeah.
So now he's gonna be drawing 3 cards. He's gonna get 3 markers on his Topo, and he's gonna neg something by 20.
Yeah, it's a really clever sort of combination. And again, I know when you talked about this tech with me, I never even considered this card outside of Pan, because obviously it was made for Pan. But that's again what's so beautiful about this game: the fact you can get these cards from other archetypes and actually strengthen another one. Like we're seeing it here with Jiren. I know earlier today I was talking in my team chat. Like with After Image, for example, because obviously I was talking about it with the Pan deck, or again, let's say you use the demon thing, but like with After Image, because you give one of your cards 40k power, that would then trigger Pan, and you can -30 something, and that's really cool to see like these again little tech cards.
Yeah, little small tech cards. There was another play that I wanted to say, and he can't do this anymore, but another way for him to get rid of the board was if he went, instead of Pan, he could have gone with he had to somehow get Topo to 4. That's a single evolve on the 1-drop, and then he could have gone with the Z battle card. He will restand, have 2 energy open, he can go immediately free evolve, boss monster, remove the barrier or something, and then swing 3 times with the boss monster, and that will force Bulma to answer. But that's not what happened here. So he instead opted to go with Pan, which is still a correct call in this situation. But unfortunately, like we have seen here, Bunny Girl just brought Widell back, and
that's actually really clever.
Yeah, that's really an issue now. If he had Kunchi, it would have helped a lot because they would have had barrier. But like this, the problem is Jiren doesn't remove. The only way that he removes things is through skills. So he'll just keep on triggering Bunny Girl whenever he does something. That's the big issue.
Yeah, I mean, I guess on this case, the robot worked out all right because I must admit I was reading the card, so I assumed he discarded for the costs. But because technically he played 2 battle cards that were under 20k power, so he should have got rid of 4 cards. Personally, I assume he has. Like I say, I was reading Vidal because for some reason I couldn't believe it wasn't like limit 1 or something. So I can only assume it was limit 1. But so I think he possibly paid the cost, but I'm not sure. I think he did based on what's in his draw.
So I think that this game is spiraling out of control, unfortunately, for Jiren.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's quite a rough. Oh, and there's a really cool bit of tech as well we can see in Bulma's hand. It's the I think it's the hero's Mafuba, is it? I mean, I don't know. No,
The
it
red
can't be
one.
because that's green.
No. Hero.
What's the art?
Yeah,
The one
yeah.
next to the super combo.
Oh, it's the art with Master Roshi and Mafuba. It's not Heroes Mafuba. It's something else. But I know the card that you're thinking of.
Ah, right.
It's an
okay.
extra card counter.
Oh, I found it here. Yeah, Master Roshi's Mafuba, counter battle card attack. If your leader card is a red... Oh, it's a red... Sorry. If your leader card is a red Earthling only card, which Bulma is, negate the attack, and then if you have a red Earthling card in play, place this card on top of the attacking card. At the end of the turn, place this card and only this card in the owner's drop. So it's basically a shorter version of Mafuba. Okay, nice. I personally have never seen it myself, but it seems pretty good in this deck. And again, that'll be a really key piece towards the 8-drop as well. So like you say, with the 8-drop constantly restanding, this would be a great tool against the 8-drop as well. So we'll see what happens, but I think at the moment, Jiren just needs to try and establish a big boy, I think.
Yeah, he's stabilizing a bit here, but unfortunately, since he is completely tapped out, he can only evolve into his 4 drops. And none of them is gonna be like super useful. So next turn, he can use Spirit Boost to evolve into the 4-drop who minuses something by 10. The other 4-drop doesn't do anything. Like, he just flat out doesn't do anything. So, yeah. And he can go into 5. It's gonna be a rough call. Okay, so he's getting the one who minuses, so we know that we're gonna see that happen next turn.
Yeah. We can also see another Vidal in Bulma's hand. So that's also going to be quite huge because, again, I think what we're going to see here is we're going to see the evolve, and then the response will be Vidal minusing both of the Jiren, like the Jiren that's on the field and then the one that incoming. So I think Bulma's going to be able to pretty much clear the field next turn as well, and just again put Jiren back that one extra turn basically.
And if Bulma, if we know that turn 5 we're gonna be seeing a golden cooler drop down from Bulma.
Yeah, I did, because Jiren's going to be forced to charge because he needs the energy to do stuff. So I don't think he can afford not to charge, and hopefully he's got something like Violent Rays in his hand or some kind of floodgate. Obviously, when we're talking about next set, it'll be a different type of floodgate. But obviously, for now, Violent Rays is probably going to be his best answer. But let's see. I mean, the other alternative is for him to perhaps use some minusing effects, but we'll see.
Maybe he's gonna eat the 4 cost.
Yep.
Yeah, this... I don't know how... I would love to see Symbiote win, but right now it's looking very, very difficult to come back from, especially for us who are casting, who know that there is a golden cooler in hand dropping down next turn.
Yeah, and I think even as a player, like, say, I'm just thinking about it, it's like just constantly seeing this value. Ooh, and this is a really cool card as well. I've been thinking about this card in a few like decks as an option because, yes, it costs 3 energy, but it also is a board wipe as well. So it's like 3 energy, 1 Z, and even though a lot of the effect is to do with the Cell Max stuff, when it's played, you minus 25 all your opponent's board, which is obviously perfect here because Jiren had a lot of 1 drops. He's cleared them all, and Jiren's fully tapped out. I mean, even though Bulma doesn't create a massive amount of pressure, it's probably still going to do some damage here. I think it's still going to hit once or twice. And also, what's quite interesting, technically, is if this Bulma deck is running Salmax, technically they can use the Activate Battle on this, and if you got 4 more energy and you read Salmax SH that's 8 or more is attacking, energy cost of 8 exactly, you can remove this card, gets 15k and double strike for the battle. So not only is this a really cool board wipe, but in this particular deck, it's actually got functionality where it can then be basically a chomper for no energy, which is fantastic. So I think a really nice card here. I think, just from my point of view, I would like it in the correct zone. But that's just because I'm very strict with that. But yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, so how is Jiren going to come out of this? What do you think, Damien? How is Jiren going to come out?
Well, so he needs to win like now, but what can he do? Well, he needs to establish first off at least 2 Jirens on the board. He's gonna start re-establishing this pool. And the problem right now is because he already paid the second energy, we know that there is no, unfortunately, there is no boss monster dropping. He's gonna have to pay 1 more, or a good thing would be if he has Pride of Universe 11 in hand, so that he can just board 2 Jirens as evolved targets. Then he might be able to either go boss monster and neg the Mai so that he can get a clear swing at Bulma, or he can create like 1 4 cost, 1 5 cost Jiren here. But no, sadly he's met with another Wedel, and there goes the board all over again. So he needs to start from scratch.
I think this is because, again, I know the old Jirens used to run it. I can only assume that potentially they've cut it to make room for newer cards. But obviously there was that 1 drop that gave other 1 drops, except for its self barrier.
Kunchi, he has him in the sideboard. Probably sided it in this match.
Yeah, because before, obviously, I feel, again, it's one of those unique situations where normally you don't actually really need it. However, this is a perfect example where, you need those 1 drops to stick on the field in order to evolve on top. And currently, Bulma's not laying him at all. And, we've just seen the new Z Battle card in action. So it's only a 1 cost.
It's only a 1 cost now, and he can remove it from under a Jiren to then restand the Jiren. So what's he gonna do now is he's gonna swing 15, and then he's gonna remove the battle card to swing 15 again, because there's no reason not to do it, because this Jiren is just getting eaten the next turn.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, this one doesn't have dual attack.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna swing once and then do nothing. Okay, I'm surprised he's Mefubed here, because is there any way? There's nothing you can free evolve on top of the 4, is there? They're all on 1, aren't they? Or am I wrong?
You can't. You can. They are.
Other than the 8 drop.
8 drop requires a 4 or a 5 cost. You can't evolve on top of a 1 cost.
No. What I meant was the Mefuba there landed on the 4 drop, and I'm just wondering, I wouldn't have used it there. I'm just thinking, is there any reason why? But there's nothing that would go on top of the 4 drop other than 8, which he doesn't have energy for.
There is a 5 drop, but that one also requires energy. So that's for 1 energy. You can play with the 5.
Right. Can that go on top of a 4, can it?
Yeah, it can.
Okay.
Because
So yeah,
that's
I think it's a waste there because I think you have to save it for the 8 drop. I mean, let's be real though. Looking at this turn, because Jiren's got 4 energy, we're just literally going to see tap 5 golden cooler. I mean, I don't know what the hand sizes are, but I'm sure that's what will happen.
and golden cooler sadly has barrier, so
Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, he would have just been able to difference of status him and then kill him immediately. But
Place this card at the end. Oh, at the end of your next turn. Right. Okay. I was just wondering how long Mifuba stays on for. But yeah, we can see people in the chat wanting Symbiote to sort of do well, but I think we're just going to see Golden Cooler here, and then we're going to see the end of Jiren.
yeah, I think so. I don't see a world where this cooler doesn't come down now and just goes to town on Jiren.
I mean, I don't know. The only flip side is I don't know how many cards are in Jiren's hand, so it might not be worth it.
Yeah, it's also possible.
Yeah, but this guy is also a 25k double dual attack basically. Anyway,
and he beans your leader, so Bulma is now the same size as every other leader.
Yeah,
it's 15k Bulma swinging to slap Jiren in the face, man.
True.
I mean, Symbiote can now profit from this. He can use. He can use just difference of status, not on this swing, on like the boss monster swing, and then just take it away.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here.
Sadly, we can see how many markers that Baby has on him. I don't think Baby took a single point of damage, so I would assume like 5 at least.
Yeah, then he's got cards underneath as well. But we'll see. I mean, he's swinging what? 15, 25 to lead. And he's probably comboed. Because that's the one that makes the token, isn't it, as well? So he's probably comboed there. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so he's probably just checking for unique there. So I assume he's going to give his leader Overlord with the 3-drop Broly. So he's going to swing 25 crit to lead, I guess.
25 crit to lead.
Yeah, I assume so. Personally, I would have liked the sequencing a bit different here. I think I would have liked the swing on the 8-drop. And then if he token negates, as we see here, he could then use the Broly to minus 15. It says minus 15, isn't it? So you could then kill it with the Broly. I mean, he's going to kill it with the Unison anyway. But again, it's something I would have liked slightly different from a sequencing point of view. Well, we can't control Bulma winning, unfortunately.
Yeah, we can't control that guy.
Yeah, and here we go.
Okay,
so
here we go.
Again, this is where sequencing is really important. And, obviously it's easier for us to say that up here, so to speak. But,
of course. It's always easier to judge when you're watching.
But these are the little things that you sometimes always, when you're reviewing your games, guys, just always think of little things like this where, that's what I called out as soon as he played it, or maybe save it for the token negate, and we saw 2 here, so he could have then used the Broly now to minus it by 15, and then he'd do his 2 double swings. I mean, if there's a third token negate, then there's a third token negate. Not a lot you can do about that. But again, these are the little things.
Yeah. I don't know, like I feel like for the last 2 turns we have really been watching an uphill battle from Jiren.
I think Jiren's done all the right things to try and get back.
Yeah,
and I just think it's just not possible.
Yeah, he really to his credit, he really did the best that he could do. Unfortunately, he was met with Widell, 2 times in a row, clearing everything that he set up. And there we see difference of status. So he's just gonna take away a couple of markers from Topo and get rid.
Yeah, I like this. Attacker. I think one thing that could be quite dangerous if Symbiote does survive this, which by the looks of it he is, unless he's going to play a Cell Max. I assume he might have a Cell Max in hand. I haven't really noticed. No, it doesn't. Does it look like he's got one? No, I don't think so. What's quite dangerous here is Jiren's got, he's going to have 5 energy. Now, he's actually got a 4-drop on field. We know that Bulma doesn't have any Vidal counterplays by the looks of things in hand. He does have the Oceanus though. But outside of that, if I was Jiren right now, I'd be thinking, okay, the 8-drop is going to do some damage here. But we'll see what the plan is. But I wouldn't be surprised if we just see a simple tap to play the 8-drop on top of the 4, and then you just start swinging and see what happens. Yep, so there's the evolve on the 8.
To drop. So now he's gonna minus 35k. Probably just get rid of my here, so just to remove the blocker, and then start swinging.
Yeah.
He needs to remember to put markers on his Topo.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna do the autos now. Yeah, he seemed pretty hot on that earlier, so.
Because there is a cool thing that he can do now, and I'm really wondering, is he gonna do that? So what's underneath the Jiren? It's just a normal 1 and a 4 drop, right? So if he can get his Z Battle card established and play any Jiren on top of it, but sadly nothing happens. The idea is that the Z Battle card removes itself from a Jiren and restands any Jiren. So he would just be able to swing 3 times.
Yeah, but remember that Jiren on the field does have the Jiren underneath him. It was the one that he evolved on top of the Z Battle card.
So he can also restand with his ability. But unfortunately, his deck is extremely thin. Way too thin for him to risk now. Just swing. But
I think you do, though.
I think you do
one.
Yeah.
I think you swing once at least and see what happens.
I agree with you. I think you swing once because he loses the next turn. Of course, he doesn't know that his opponent is running Golden Cooler, but he might lose because he also needs to count if you're not running Golden Cooler with Bulma, then you might be running SSB Vegeta. And that also means 1 damage and you're out.
We also... Again, we can't see in Jiren's hand, so we don't know if he's got any violent rays or anything currently. So one thing to also bear that in mind is we don't know the information that Jiren has, so he could be perfectly fine. So we're going to see the restand here, which is nice. His leader gets a nice boost. So I think he's going to at least swing once more, see what happens, and then decide. You got to pay the cost first. So mill 4. Okay.
Okay.
And then let's see what happens. Okay, so we see testing.
There's a testing, so Bulma is going down to 2. And now, okay, so there is a way for him to get out of this. What he needs to do is he needs to play his Z Battle card. This is the first thing. And then he needs to evolve the 4 cost which minuses. Get rid of the token, remove the Z Battle card from under the 4 cost to restand the boss monster again, and then he's swinging for game.
No, you don't need to do that. You can just do the activate main from underneath the 8-drop, restand
He did it already, didn't he?
No, the activate main from the Z Battle card that's underneath it.
The Z Battle card is already underneath it.
Yes.
Okay. But he still needs to get rid of the token negate, and he...
minus 15... Additionally, if one of your it needs 5 markers, so he needs 5 markers. 5. I don't know if he's plussed this turn from the actual Jiren effect, but
so he's gonna play SSB Rush Vegeta here. Well, yeah, that also works, okay, but he needs to swing with that one.
Yeah, which is fine because he's got a minus 15 on the token. He's got to pay the cost, which is mill 4. Ooh, but he's only got how many cards left in deck?
I don't think he has. He probably has 5. He probably counted for this to happen.
Then again, you could also pay 1 cost for Vegeta.
Oh, you know what he can do. Come on, Symbiont, think. What he can do, you know the little corn dog Jiren? The 1-drop. He has activate main, discard a card from your hand and bottom deck him.
He's already done it.
He's done it.
Yeah.
Because he can use that to get rid of, to fill his deck, and that's an amazing play, definitely. Okay, and now he's gonna restand the Jiren and swing 1 last time. His opponent doesn't have any negates in hand. No negates, he stepped out. So this can be just the game-winning swing. In comes the swing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 1 card in hand. Come on. Let's go. 35. 40, 45. Wins. Symbiont wins with Jiren. Congratulations. What a breathtaking match. Oh my god. This was so good.
But that's why I use...
Yes, Victor, commemorative photo.
But yeah, that's why, like say, use the 1-drop earlier to put 1 back in the deck.
Symbiont eat the card. Good job.
The only thing I'm not sure about, I'm not sure why he didn't take the damage from the Rush Attack Vegeta.
I'm not sure also. I think
That's
he or something.
That's the only thing that's thrown me off a little bit, to be fair.
Well, congratulations to Symbiont, guys. That's it for round 1. We'll be jumping into the break screen and we will be back with round 2 very shortly.